Last week, I put a camera right there so I could see animals come across this log bridge. Let's look at the data. You see the camera right there? It looks pretty good. Okay, first couple pictures are at night. That's a good sign. That's gonna mean that there's something to actually watch. I like all the life that you find on dead trees. Stuff growing out of it. Alright, let's go find a new place to put this camera. Someplace really interesting. The closer you are to water, the more wildlife you see. But the more likely you are to lose the camera to a flood. And this place will flood overnight. So I'm gonna put the camera right there. Keep a close eye on the river level. If the river rises, I gotta come back out here and get this camera. So it's a gamble. But there's lots of tracks right here, including turkeys. So it's a turkey feather. All right, so camera is set up, ready to go. Make sure it's on, it's locked. Solar power will charge later tonight, and we're good to go. We got three forms of habitat. There's a prairie over there, there's a soybean field over there, and there's a swamp all right here. So when three forms of habitat come together, it's a good place to see, I think, the maximum amount of wildlife. Back in the 1830s, there were frontiersmen that lived up there on the prairie, And they lived in shacks, not even log cabins, just crude shacks. And there were Indians that would come down these sloughs in canoes to trade things. I call them Indians because the guys I worked with, they called themselves Indians, and until they were corrected by people that weren't Indians. But they would come down these sloughs in canoes and they would trade with the frontiersmen, and the frontiersmen had bullets and iron, and the Indians had turkeys and pumpkins, and so they would do an even trade. So can you imagine coming out here and seeing somebody come down the river and saying, oh good, I'm glad you're here, what do you got today?